never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Had a great time last night at Southern Fried Championship Wrestling, and of course later on today I will be at UWF. We'll talk about those coming up later on this week. But first, before we get to today's video, I want to remind everybody that you can go to prizepicks.com and type in code word Ref Brandon. Of course, that is all one word. And you can get double your deposit right now up to $100. In other words, if you bet $35, you can win $70. You can get double your deposit right now at prizepicks.com just by entering the keyword Ref Brandon. But a few months ago here on the channel, I debuted a feature called Where Are They Now? And on that day, the former WWE wrestler that we discussed was Dennis Knight, who was Mideon, Naked Mideon, Phineas Godwin, among other characters throughout his career, but he's most known for either Phineas Godwin or the Mideon character. And I said we would do more of them in the future. And honestly, really, truly, I talk about so much stuff here on the channel that I completely, totally forgot that I even did it, and that I said there'd be more in the future until this past Thursday. And on Thursday, I was driving down the road, heading to work, and it hit me. You know, I forgot all about the Where Are They Now, so I figured, you know what? I'll do one Sunday. So today, we're going to do another one. And I said, when I talked about Dennis Knight, that if you have any former wrestler, baseball player, football player, basketball player, pretty much anybody involved in the sports world that was a big-time player or big-time wrestler, and you would like to know what they're doing now because you don't know, please feel free to let me know, and I will try to do some studying on that person to find out where they are now. So we had Dennis Knight, part 1. Today, on part 2 of our Where Are They Now feature, we're going to talk about a wrestler who was in WWE up until 2005 is when he left as far as a full-time performer. He began his career in 1994. He officially retired from the wrestling business in 2015. Before he became a wrestler, he was a third grade teacher in San Francisco, California. He was born in August of 1970, so he is currently 52 years old. He is originally from Providence, Rhode Island. He is most famously known as Spike Dudley or Brother Runt, but he also used his real name for a while, which is Matthew Hyson, and that is the real name of Spike Dudley, or Brother Runt. As I said, he was full-time until 2005 in the WWE, officially retired in 2015. He and his wife, Vicky, have 2 kids together, 1 boy and 1 girl. He is currently working as a financial transition specialist. And if you're curious what that is, a financial transition specialist, they help clients navigate through major life events and the financial transitions that accompany them. So if you're ever curious about the financial transition specialist industry, I'm sure you can get on Google and type up Matthew Hyson, and that is spelled Hyson, and I'm sure he will tell you all about it. I actually watched a video on YouTube probably right around a year or so ago where he was talking about being a financial transition specialist. Of course, he started out as Brother Runt, but he's most famously known as Spike Dudley. He was definitely the smallest of the Dudley clan. I believe Matthew Hyson is probably right around my size, so he was definitely small compared to Big Dick and Bubba and Devon and all the other Dudleys they had back in the ECW days when it first started. So Matthew Hyson, 52 years old, originally from Providence, Rhode Island, started out as a 3rd grade teacher in San Francisco, California. Then in 1994, got into wrestling. 2015, retired from full-time wrestling, and then became a financial transition specialist. So now we have 2 parts of our Where Are They Now feature. We had Phineas Godwin, whose real name was Dennis Knight, and then Spike Dudley, whose real name is Matthew Hyson. So hopefully everybody is enjoying this feature. Hopefully I will not forget this time about doing it, and I won't wait 3 months until I do another one. It was not intentional. It's just I try my best to not always talk about the same old stuff and break away and be different, which is why I do a top 10 countdown every single week. And I did this feature, and when I first started it, I already had in mind that I was going to do Dennis Knight in part 1. And I already had in mind that I was going to do Matthew Hyson in part 2. But I was not going to wait 3 or 4 months in between that. It's just football got going, and then wrestling got going, and I just completely, totally forgot. Before we get our dad joke of the day in here, I want to remind you about HFOTUSA.org. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since its inception in 2004, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. And again, visit that nonprofit organization at HFOTUSA.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Why would doors do so well on social media? Everyone looks for their handles. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.